Chris, you want to clap?
Let's get this thing started. Okay.
I mean, just one was fine.
Just one is all you needed. I gave you several.
But I like the energy. I like it.
I'm ready to go here. Adam's apparently got other people to talk to.
I'm saying no to you.
Hey, I don't know if you guys have realized this. I was listening to a podcast, and they had mentioned when they were recording this. So they're like, by the time you hear this, it's probably such and such. And I just thought, oh, you pulled me out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So don't do that.
so don't talk
I
about
won't.
the date.
Okay.
I mean, this is going to be dated just by the fireplace
Oh,
because
yeah,
Well, more people listen to it than
come July.
watch, which we could use a push, Chris.
yes, I'm. Yeah.
So maybe next week I can give you something,
That's fine.
or I. So if you do what you did before, it's
Yeah,
great.
I'll send an email out.
Okay.
I haven't talked about it at all on Instagram, and I've reached 1 million new accounts on Instagram in the last 30 days.
Okay,
Which is
that's awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
Wait, you've reached what is reach? That just
They
means
say 1
people-
million accounts have seen your stuff.
It just I don't even know what it means. There's just a statistic that says 1 million new accounts reached in the last 30 days.
Okay.
So I would imagine that just means accounts that haven't seen me before. There's been
So
1 million of them.
are
I've
your
seen.
followers still blowing up?
It's still going really well.
You're
yeah.
over 10,000?
I'm at 20.
You're at 20?
Yeah.
You doubled since the wedding.
You were
at 10 when we went to Dallas.
Yeah.
Well, that was
That's
like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago I was at
Chris,
300.
I know headliners at clubs who get in the door because they have 30,000 followers on it.
Is that right?
Yeah. So not that you're looking to do the club,
That's amazing.
but yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It took me a year to go from 1,000 to 5,000. And
Yeah.
now in 2.5 weeks, I've gone from 5,000 to 20.
That's awesome.
So
Also, someone said they were going to post a video of mine, like repost, but
did I say,
but
well,
never did it. They never did it.
Everything's not free.
that's right.
I didn't bring it
You've
up.
done more than enough. You've been, I still intend to do that.
You know what? I live off intention.
Attention's intention.
We're not including this part of the podcast.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny how it's not funny. It's just,
It's funny how you say things and have no intention of doing them.
that's not true. It all hit me one day. I was just like, why am I not been like posting your videos or like share, people share my videos and their stories all the time. And it just never dawned on me. I'm like, why am I not sharing Adam's story or Adam's videos?
Do you think it's because
whoever's-
you're selfish?
I could be. I never made the conscientious decision to just be like, I don't want to share that. It's literally just never crossed my mind. I think it's because I don't think about like
It's a lot like our friendship.
posting online.
Just the way you don't think about calling me or texting me to say hi or
Occasionally. No, it's very
that's
true.
a joke.
It is true.
It's a joke.
I'm not a good friend in that way.
Listen,
And I've wondered a lot of why that is. Like, what is it about my family's that way? My sister's that way.
well, I appreciated the other day that this meant a lot to me, and it wasn't even about me. But this is a podcast following our careers. But you had an awesome like on one of your videos on Instagram.
That's right. Yeah.
From a Mr. Taika Waititi.
Taika Waititi.
If you don't know him, he directed Thor Ragnarok.
That's right.
He was in Jojo Rabbit. He directed Thor Love and Thunder.
Didn't he direct Jojo Rabbit?
I think he did direct it. Yeah. Yeah. What else? I mean,
His wife, Rita Ora, also liked it.
that's
Hunt
true.
for the Wilder People.
Oh,
Yes.
you're asking me what else
Yeah,
has
but no,
he done?
Yeah. Anyway, he liked one of your videos.
He did.
And you sent Gary and I like a little screenshot of it.
Yeah.
And just said something like celebrating the wins.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. That's a real-time director
Yeah, it's true.
that liked your video.
Yeah. It was
He laughed at it.
what is crazy to think about, like, because his wife liked a video like a few days or maybe a week before that. And then he liked a different video of mine. So I was just like, oh, that's cool. They're having like fun with one of my characters.
That's awesome.
Like if it's like a thing, like me and my wife laugh about stuff together, and it's like, it's a really cool thing when you can make things that bring families or relationships or people together that they can laugh about. And those are the comments that mean the most to me, are like when people are like, oh, I share this with my sister and we always laugh about it. It's just like, oh, that's awesome. It's not only just making that person laugh, but it's bringing relationships together. So anyway.
Yeah. Their marriage is stronger because of Steven Stevens. But I really did like that I
shared it with you.
It felt pretty intentional. Like you were like, I'm going to.
That's interesting. Cause I feel sometimes I hesitate to share that kind of stuff just because I don't want to sound like I'm like, guess who liked my video? Like I'm bragging or something. I'm just as blown away as you guys are, I'm sure. So in my heart, that's not what I'm doing, but it is. That's what I was doing. I'm just like, oh, this is a win, and I want to let you guys know.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I wish you would do more of that.
Yeah, maybe I could.
Maybe
I've had enough.
Yeah, okay. Gary, there is did I talk about the comedian who sent me a message?
I don't think so.
Maybe. Shoot, I'm forgetting his name, but I looked at some of his videos. He's really funny. But he looks like he's been in the game for a long time. He's friends with he's got a podcast with, is it R.A. Shaffer? Or how do you say that guy's name?
I don't know. But yes, I know what you're talking about.
And
yes, I remember.
Louis C.K. He was on the Louis C.K. show.
Okay, what's his name?
I can't remember.
Well, look at your phone.
I forgot. My phone was right here.
No, my phone.
But he just said, super funny, man. And I said,
he left you a comment.
Yeah, he left me a comment. And I said, thank you.
Just going to take some time to.
There we go. Pull that up.
There's so many likes there.
Clicks. Let me just scroll through all of these celebrities that are saying hello.
Oh, Michael Bublé.
Okay, Michael, I'll have to get back to you.
We ended the conversation a long time ago.
Jeez, move on.
You really left him in the dust, huh?
I literally can't.
Look, did you hear that? That's another celebrity.
Here it is, Robert Kelly.
Robert Kelly. I don't know him, but his name sounds hilarious.
That guy sounds funny.
That guy sounds funny.
Yeah. So, Robert Kelly. Looks like he's legit.
what was the the story was that he was just like, hey, I think you're super funny.
He said, so funny. And I said, thanks, Robert. I appreciate it. Let me know.
You're so different than me. My next question would be like, would you take me on tour?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that was fun. Remember that time?
That was really nice of you to say that. I don't know that I guess he tours. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
But he's on, I don't know. He's got a bunch of stuff.
Well,
check him out. Robert Kelly.
Robert Kelly. Let me ask this. Because I text you guys all the time about things that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
Did it today. Do you get annoyed?
I don't.
Okay. So
no, I see it now.
Okay. So what do you think?
What do I think? What?
Like today, I texted you. I'm excited. I'm going to do warm up for the Mike Huckabee show.
Yeah.
And in May, and I said, "Hey guys, I just got booked to do warm up on the Mike Huckabee show. Yay!
Yeah.
What did you think?
Yeah, I thought that's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I see it now.
Were you glad that I
was glad that you shared that. With me.
Gare, did you? Or you're just like, what are we doing? Why would you text me? It's not gonna.
No, I didn't think, why would you text me? I was genuinely excited. I was like, that's great.
What about you, Gare?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just feel like I want you to know what's going on in my life.
Yeah, and
I want to know what's going on in your life.
That makes perfect sense when you say it like that. I don't know why I have felt.
Do you think it's braggadocious?
That's how I feel like I'm coming across.
I get that.
But I wouldn't think that if you were saying that, or if you were like today, I didn't think like, oh, must be nice. Like I didn't think that at all.
Yeah.
I mean, in another context, it might feel like, I don't ever feel like that. If it was like a group text or a Facebook group or something that's got hundreds of people.
But just us. And I feel like we're doing this together.
So something that was similar. I was in a commercial.
Yes, you were.
That was a local commercial.
Yeah.
Here in Tulsa.
Is
played during the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I got tons. I mean, my phone blew up with people, friends going, "Oh my gosh, Chris Munch is in a Super Bowl commercial. Congratulations."
Yes.
We were freaking out. The whole room was screaming, "That's Chris Munch," all this. And
I would like to have been at one of those parties. That would have been amazing.
So I would respond with, "Oh, thank you. It was a local ad that played during the Super Bowl, but still really cool to be a part of," or whatever. And they're just like, "Whatever. It was a Super Bowl ad."
Yeah.
And I guess that's where I don't ever want to come across like I'm blowing things out of proportion. Like I didn't want to, one of my friends was like, because I had just seen her early that day at church. And she was just like, "What's up with the low key not telling everybody that you're in a Super Bowl ad hours before it was going to be on?" She was kind of kidding around with me, but the idea of just
did you know it was going to play during the Super Bowl?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. But I didn't. Yeah, it's like I didn't feel the need to tell everybody, "Hey, be looking for me on Sunday. I'm going to be in an ad during the Super Bowl." That just feels silly to me.
Well, honestly, I kind of understand that.
Yeah.
To kind of a big group.
Right.
But you didn't even tell us.
But I could have. Would you guys have appreciated if I said, "Hey guys, I'm in an ad."
I knew about it.
I don't watch the Super Bowl.
That's right. Yeah.
So I would have been offended. Oh, I was offended actually.
You
That's
were.
A good point. I forgot. So our friend Seth Hendricks, shout out Seth.
Yeah.
He texted me and goes, "Hey, what's up with Chris being in a Super Bowl commercial?" And I was just like, "What?" And then I remembered you did that We Street commercial, and I was like, "Oh, it must have played during the Super Bowl."
Yeah.
I was embarrassed
that you didn't know.
that I didn't know. I just thought. So I had to kind of play it off. Seth, if you're listening to this, you know that's what I was doing. I had to kind of play it off.
Okay, I see that.
I mean, I kind of figured it out on my own. Like, oh yeah, it's and I even said to him like, I think it's a regional thing.
Yeah.
But he was like, still. Anyway, so yeah, actually I forgot I had a beef with you. There it is.
Yeah.
I didn't have a beef, but I knew about the spot. I did. Paul, it was like, "Hey, they want us to do a comedy commercial for the Super Bowl." And
so you're the reason I got that job.
And I knew, no, he just told me he was talking to you about it.
Oh,
and then John sent me the video. He's like, "Hey, how's this sound?"
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
It was probably good that he took out the saxophone and all that.
Yeah.
stuff,
I thought that was, not the right move, but
about.
anyway. Yeah.
So did you ever see the commercial, Adam?
What did you say?
Did you ever see the commercial?
No, that's what I'm saying. I never saw. I didn't watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I don't naturally think to share my life with people.
That is correct.
And I don't know why that is.
Well, let's dig that up.
Yeah.
Dig it.
That's what this episode's about. Hey,
dig in.
Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast.
Gary, you went. So who played in the Super Bowl?
The Chiefs and the Eagles.
The Chiefs and the Eagles.
Yeah.
You went. Gary, didn't you go see the Chiefs play the week before?
Yeah, I got to see the Chiefs and the Bengals play.
Oh, man.
The Bengals awesome. Of all teams.
It's Bengals.
The Bengals. It's Bengals.
Yeah. Yes. So what? Because the football's in AFC, NFC.
Oh, look at you.
What are those called?
The American
AFC,
League
NFC. There's two conferences.
American
Football Conference.
Which one is the Chiefs in, or the Chiefs in?
They're in the AFC.
So did you?
That was the AFC Championship.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So Gary, you saw the AFC Championship game.
I did.
Well, that's a big deal, right?
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, and you got to see it for free, didn't you?
I got to see him for free.
Andrew
invited me. He was like, "Hey, I've got to go to."
Who is this?
Andrew Dale.
Our buddy Andrew Dale.
Oh, awesome.
He said, "Hey, I'm going to deliver my camper. I'm selling it, and they're right next to Kansas City. And they said if I drove it up here myself, that they would get me 2 tickets to the AFC Championship game." So I was like, "All right," and I helped pay for gas. But
that's awesome.
So we got to go. It was very cold.
It was very cold
and windy. But we were ready. We had blankets. I found a Kansas City Chiefs scarf on the way into the stadium, so I put that on.
On the ground?
On the ground, yeah. It wasn't wet or gross or anything, but I was like, well, I'm not a Kansas City Chiefs fan, but
you're awesome. A Bengals fan.
I was going for the Bengals.
You were? Ooh, silently? Just kind of
Yeah,
hush
I mean,
hush?
I was just going with the crowd though.
Do you sit on a side when you go to a football game like that?
You can, but I think you guys were kind of more like
We were in the end zone, like
Yeah.
at the Kansas City Stadium. They have this giant drum that they beat, and there's always like people coming up. We were literally right next
to that.
to that. So like they have a halftime performance of some rapper did it, and then there's always different local celebrities that are coming up in there and banging on the drum.
Oh, that's funny.
So we got to see. We were just right next to that the whole time. It was awesome.
End zones aren't important. Like it doesn't matter who you're rooting for in the end zone.
They don't really
it
at a
switches.
home state or a stadium like that. They don't really separate it home and away.
Oh, they don't. Okay.
Where like in high school they.
But
kind of
half
do
the
more of that,
game,
but
each quarter they switch. So
which direction?
The end of that game, we were
so-
in the end zone that they kicked the game-winning field goal in.
Do
so,
the end zones say the home team's name,
yeah.
or do they say both
Usually
teams?
for playoffs, they'll show. I think they do both. I know the Super Bowl. They do
Super Bowl
both,
would be both.
but not the.
not for a state, not for that home. If you're hosting a game, it's your
you put your name.
But
on
for
it.
the Super Bowl, if you're going,
because it's a neutral site.
yeah, are you flipping? If you're flipping direction, does that mean you could be scoring in the other teams?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm, yeah.
All right.
It's just for decoration, really.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
just curious.
No, it's funny. My daughter had the exact same question. She was
Your
confused.
14-year-old daughter,
15-year-old daughter.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
15-year-old daughter, and
And
41-year-old
Adam, you
me.
guys are about the same level of football knowledge.
Yep. That is true. And hey,
Hey, you're not you're proud of that. You don't.
I
Care.
am proud of it.
Yeah.
Remember somebody asked me the other day, I proudly, maybe like it's part of my identity
Yeah.
that I don't care about sports.
I don't care about. I just think that's. I can't tell you how much time I've wasted
Yeah.
on sports.
No, I see it.
It's really sad to me.
No, it's fine. I mean, I get it. I'm sure I got something else.
Yeah, I don't think Adam's not wasted time.
It's not like I've not wasted my time. I've seen a lot of crappy movies.
Yeah, sure.
So
Did that? I sent that text the other day. Did that offend you, Chris?
What text did you send?
I mean, this one that says we know everything about that which we can do nothing about,
Oh yeah.
and almost nothing about that which we can do everything about.
Mm-hmm.
So we have opinions about politics, doctrine, and sports teams in the lives of celebrities, yet we often fail to notice the tension in our spouse's eyes, learn our neighbors' names, or see stress of our coworkers. We know everything but do nothing.
Yeah, it didn't offend me. I found it to be very challenging.
did it make you depressed?
In some ways, I definitely see I have room to grow in that area, but I also do think I'm actually, I don't know. I think I have a little bit more of an awareness of people than maybe most other people
I would
do.
agree with that.
I don't know. Like, I feel like I usually do pick up, like, if my wife is strained in way more subtle ways than maybe most people would.
No, I think you're very intuitive about things like that.
But I do waste a lot of time. on
You're also
things
very
that are
patient
meaningless.
with people,
Yeah.
which I really appreciate.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I don't think any of us have that. It's like, oh, we need to address this.
Yeah.
Like I didn't send that
It's just a
as
call out.
a warning sign. It was just like, this is a challenging thought.
It's part
It
of,
is a challenging thought, though. Yeah.
It's part of the reason that I have no opinion on politics, because I'm like, that machine is so big, even to pretend like I know what's going on, I don't. It's kind of like whenever people are like, what, I'm making up something like, why would Elon Musk do that? And I'm like, how do I know? I know the surface level,
right.
like response of what that decision, like with Twitter or whatever. It's like, I don't know the inner workings of what he walked into.
Yeah.
I would barely want anybody else to be like criticizing the way my family works.
Yeah.
Even
right.
you guys who know my family so well, you don't know
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
You know every decision we're making, the reason why. So
Yeah.
that just
Try to
seems
stay out of it.
Yeah.
that just,
I don't like to even. I just feel all the negativity, and
yeah,
I just
no, I
try
get
to
it.
stay-
Yeah.
We can't even kind of go there.
I'm not
"Oh,
interested
it's
in that
fathering
mess."
skills. It's so bad.
I mean, I feel better about myself, but
Yeah, your situation's very encouraging for me.
So I want to ask you about your shooting the commercial.
yeah.
So you've acted in several commercials even before you started doing comedy and acting full
I think
time.
that's fair to say. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's not super new to you.
Yeah.
But I've just acted in kind of a handful of things, maybe under your guys' direction or whatever, but like nothing. I have been in a bunch of bank commercials.
Oh, that's yeah.
Which did play during the Super Bowl as well.
Did they really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Like you.
yeah. But
Why you got to just like flaunt it? Like it's a
yeah,
big deal or
that's
something.
you know what, I really should have opened with that. What is it? What was the name of that? We did so many commercials for them. And I am one of the guys for the Robertson Tire radio spots.
There we go.
In Tulsa, Oklahoma. So
You've never told us about
a
those.
little bit of a flex. Actually, I do love doing those commercials. So you did. You acted in a Wee Street, which is a bank.
Yeah. It's
Look at us, banking brothers,
look at that.
competitors. So who hired you to do this?
Yeah, I would say with all of my acting stuff, it's always just come through friends that I have that produce.
So these are like video people who I'm working for. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I've I don't know. I've thought about pursuing that kind of stuff here in locally, and I don't know. It just feels like Tulsa is not that big of a city where to do a lot of that. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff that I just probably it wouldn't be worth my time.
Yeah, but you have done a solid handful of like acting, even within Tulsa is not a huge market for this sort of thing, but you have had a good amount of projects that you've done over the years.
I've got a good friend, Jason Burks at Retrospect Films, so they've done a lot of really cool stuff, and I've had the fortune to be involved in a lot of that stuff. And so I mean, there's just been opportunities over the years, but it's never been like my primary focus.
Yeah, you've done a lot of car commercials.
Yeah, I did a lot of car commercials with Jason. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, several years ago.
So someone asked you, did you audition for it?
No.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Can we first address the most infamous car commercial, Ted the Iceman Jackson?
That's what I was talking about.
I was thinking that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that had been 15 years ago.
That was like 20 years ago.
I think it was like
20 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So that for Nelson Nissan.
That was one of your first big.
That was my first video that ever went kind of viral.
Okay.
Can we play that?
I don't even know if you can.
It's all over YouTube.
Yeah, you could look it up on YouTube.
Okay, so
Ted the Iceman Jackson.
Yeah, I think the director Jeremy Bartell's got it on his thing. So if you're watching this on video, I think we can probably play.
Yeah, just throw it in there.
All right, so if we can play it, it'll go in now.
Yeah! What's up? I'm Ted the Iceman Jackson down here at Top Gun Motors. We got a maverick of a deal for you. It's gonna totally take your breath away. Gonna send you right through the danger zone. Check me. I got a red car. I got black and red too. No money down. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. We got down here Maverick Motors. We got plenty of deals. We got all kinds of stuff. Oh, come on down. Come see us.
We put that video on Funny or Die. I don't even know if that's even a thing anymore. But it was like Will Ferrell and Adam McKay. They started like this website.
You put it on there?
You could upload videos to Funny or Die.
Oh, you could.
I think it was like this like kind of like Hot or Not kind of thing where they would rate like funny or not kind of thing. I didn't really totally understand how it worked, but basically it was almost like a YouTube, but just for like comedy videos.
Mm-hmm.
And it was voted by Adam McKay as one of his favorites. So they had like a section that you could go like Adam's favorites. And I think he had 5 of them, and I was one of them. It was crazy.
Adam McKay is the director. He directed Anchorman? Or no?
Yeah, he did all those Will Ferrell movies.
Yeah. Okay.
I think he did like Step Brothers and Talladega Nights. And,
yeah.
And then did, what was the serious one he did that he won an Oscar for or something?
Oh, Will Ferrell?
No.
Fiction?
No, Adam McKay for the one about the Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street?
No. It has Christian Bale in it. And
The Big Short.
The Big Short. Yeah, he did that.
movie. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he directed that, and then he directed Don't Look Up. On Netflix. With Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, so he's kind of moved on from like super silly stuff to more like serious stuff. But
especially if people are listening to this, explain what the video was.
So I did a commercial with my friend Jeremy Bartel. We created a country character originally together that was going to be this kind of like backwoods country, like over the top, stupid car commercial. And I don't remember what happened, but I think the client came back and was like, that's too far. So then we just kind of made it more of like a sleazy, which for some reason, I don't know, I can do sleazy and creepy really well.
Yeah, I would agree.
I don't know why. I don't know if my face just lends itself to looking like I believe that guy's a creep. And so anyways, created this character, Ted the Iceman Jackson, which was a play on words from like Iceman in Top Gun.
Right.
So it was this idea that
Top Gun Motors.
So Top Gun Motors was the name of his auto place.
That's what the commercial was. So the commercial opens with you being this car salesman for Top Gun Motors, which is not a real car dealership, but
right. It was fictional, but and like the logo was like based on kind of like Top Gun type stuff.
Yeah.
And at the time, Top Gun was kind of like a lame 80s movie kind of thing, but obviously now it's had a resurgence.
Yeah, you said things like, we got a Maverick.
Yeah, we got a Maverick deal for you. It's going to totally take your breath away.
Yeah.
We got a red car. We got a black
car.
red one too, which was, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was an ad lib where I just in the moment thought it'd be funny to repeat myself.
Yeah.
Like
red car. That's funny.
But anyways, and then I get hit by a car and it looks super real. Gary did the special effects.
I did the special
and
effects.
He's in it.
And he's in it.
Oh,
yeah, you run in and so we had to do this whole thing where then I had to crawl up like inside the wheel well.
Yeah.
And then we cut the two pieces together and made it look like I got drilled by this car.
Yeah.
But it got banned on local television. They tried to show it here locally.
Okay.
And they're like, it's too
graphic.
It was too real.
It was too real, and the station wouldn't play it.
Wow.
And
so just for clarity, it showed this crappy car salesman.
Yeah.
And then a voiceover would come in and say something like,
so the whole idea was that we're showing a crappy commercial, and then it basically, I get hit, and then it's like no stupid commercials or no annoying commercials was like the tagline. So they're saying at Nelson Mazda, we don't have annoying commercials.
Yeah.
Was the whole idea.
Okay. And then, okay.
Yeah. So Nelson Mazda, we did a series. So there's like, I think we did 4 or 5 little bits. That was just one of them. And that one, they didn't show it. So it became kind of like this little cult thing that was banned from local television.
So that was just like, you had a friend, Jeremy, who got hired by a local regional dealership to make a thing. He had a relationship with you.
Yeah, and then we got together.
The gig.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So similar thing with We Street with this commercial?
Yeah. Just a friend who they were doing something they hadn't really done before, doing more comedy. Or maybe they just weren't comfortable doing comedy. I don't know, but they reached out to me and just asked me to help with the process. And
not just acting.
Yeah, not just. So I helped. They had some ideas that I kind of helped to shape.
Okay.
And then it was just like, well, I mean, if you need an actor, I could do it. If you want
it
me to.
start with.
So it didn't start with the acting. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I've told you the story a bunch about my friend James McAllister, who plays for like the National now.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, so he's from Tulsa, and we all used to go to church together. And anyway, he told me one time, man, I think about this all the time, but he told me that when he got asked to do a studio set, he's a drummer, got asked to do a studio session for Sufjan Stevens, who's an indie artist. He said he played it in a way that was so elevated in like instrumentation and just like so complicated that Sufjan Stevens would have to take him on tour.
Oh, that's amazing.
and it worked.
Yeah.
And it was a real big step up in his musical career.
Interesting.
Since then, he's played for Taylor Swift. He's played at the Oscars and the Grammys. And, He's a full-blown musician now.
That's funny.
I think about that a lot. And I was joking about that Robertson Tire gig.
Yeah.
But like years ago, the Robertson Tire, which is a regional tire chain here, said, hey, would you write us a funny radio ad? And I thought, I'm going to James McAllister this. And so I wrote myself into it.
Yeah.
And we might have done 20 ads for
That's
them.
amazing.
And so, which it's super fun. And
That's awesome.
yeah, so.
Radio ads or like audio
Oh,
stuff is super fun. I love doing voice.
oh yeah, especially when it's 60 seconds.
Oh
Just
yeah.
Make a couple of jokes in 60 seconds
Yeah,
and get the
that's
point
fun.
across.
Those are-
So you didn't intentionally do that, but that is kind of what happened.
That is basically what happened. Yeah. We really did. I mean, at one point I remember saying like, okay, if this is the direction you want to go, I think having someone who can really deliver the joke, I think is important. I mean, I could, so I guess maybe in some ways subconsciously.
You know what? Actually,
I tell you what, I do know a guy who acts. Maybe,
I never thought about.
I don't know if he's available.
Yeah, and he's the age of the person I wrote in the script.
Yeah, I didn't intentionally try to weave myself in, but yeah.
What was the premise?
So the premise was the slogan was celebrating life's. I don't know how much of this I can talk about now that I think about it.
You don't think We Street wants more promotional
Well,
time?
I just think the behind the scenes thinking of how we ended up on that idea.
Well, just talk about what you can talk about then.
That's what I'm trying to determine. I'll just say,
It was a wedding.
What'd you say, Gear?
It was a wedding.
Yeah,
Couple gets into the limo.
So the idea of the ad was that we celebrate life's what was it? We celebrate life's something like victories or I don't even remember the slogan now.
I don't either.
Okay, well, tell me about the commercial.
Basically, we're celebrating life's journey, whatever. And so the idea was that it was a wedding. A married couple just got married, and they're hopping into the limo. And then I'm already in the limo, dressed in a We Street attire,
Okay.
pouring champagne and being like, you guys did great. This is the start of a wonderful relationship, our relationship. And they're just like, what are you doing? And then I kind of come to realize I'm like, I've overstepped my what's appropriate. So I'm like, I should probably go.
Yeah.
And then it's like celebrating life's whatever
Journey. Or whatever.
Yeah. So the idea is just like We Street overstepping in their love for you to succeed.
Okay.
We're going to champion and cheerlead you. And so that kind of evolved out, I think, of another idea.
So it was what, a 30-second spot?
Yes, I believe so.
So how long did it take you to shoot it? Where'd you shoot it? How many times did you do it?
Oh man. Yeah. So we did, I think it was just an afternoon was my part.
Oh, okay.
So the trickiest part was just like getting the lighting and everything right inside of a limo.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was a big, long, kind of cramped area. And the sound, there were some sound issues, but we had some loose ideas for what I would say. And then me and the director, we just kind of riffed back and forth. And so I just said a bunch of different things. And then in the edit, they picked what they wanted out of that.
Okay.
So it took a few hours.
A little riffing?
I mean, like, I can't remember what all, I think the script said, I don't even remember what the script said, but I just kind of took what the script said. We did that a couple times or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just kind of played around with trying to, what else could he say that would be funny?
Yeah.
And we would just play around with that and then getting the champagne glasses. And I mean, they used every champagne glass they had. So I'm thinking we probably did 10 or 15 takes. Probably.
One scene, 10 or 15 takes.
Yeah.
What was the hardest part about it?
This one wasn't very hard because there wasn't a lot to remember.
So did you even rehearse beforehand?
We just talked about it.
Yeah. Did you personally rehearse?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I knew
You knew it because you had also helped write.
Yeah, we had kind of helped come up with the concept, so I knew kind of the main. I knew what I was going to do for the moment where I realized that I didn't, that I shouldn't be there.
Mm-hmm.
Which was just kind of my classic, just like, I'm just gonna go. Like I did that in the meeting. So I kind of knew I had that.
Okay.
And then when we got into the limo, I had like the champagne. So it was kind of fun to like try to stand up. I'm gonna go, and then it was just like trying to make it feel really awkward and like, it doesn't really know where for me to go, kind of thing. But then I guess those are so short. It was 30 seconds, but then there's like the setup of them getting in and all the stuff, and so it's really pretty short, a pretty short thing.
So in LA or New York or other markets, if you did a commercial, you would get paid like per year. Like you would get paid to shoot it, and then you would get paid an amount for them to run it for a year. And then if they extended it, you would get paid more.
Mm-hmm.
And if it went like national, you would get paid even more.
Yeah.
That doesn't really happen in smaller markets.
Yeah. No.
So this sort of thing would be more like, we can pay you this amount of money.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's typically not, I can't think of anything I've done.
I think you just got a free checking account out of the deal.
Yeah, that's right.
Whew.
I don't know that I've ever gotten like a legit like residual
Right.
doing any commercials.
You've come
before.
close. Because then you do that stuff that ended up playing in like Missouri or something.
Oh yeah.
You did some other.
So that was a little bit of a different thing, but and that's right. I did do a thing where they bought me out for like a year.
Okay.
So I got the money for actually being in the ad.
Yeah.
And then they paid me, basically what they're paying for is so that I don't go out and go do another ad for another car dealership.
Right.
So they buy me out for the year where basically I can't be in any car commercials.
Yeah. In fact, our friend Peter Bedgood, if I remember this correctly, was going to be in one of the spots, one of those original spots you were talking about with Ted
really?
the Iceman.
Oh, really?
And couldn't because he had done a national spot for another dealership.
For another interesting.
Or for another car maker.
That's right. He was in a Toyota commercial.
Is that right? Yeah.
I think
pretty
right.
big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I knew this girl, Colleen, who was in a McDonald's ad.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a pretty big deal.
Like a national.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome.
She was out in LA, and I remember her telling me, she was like, I work like 4 days a year. Like I act like actually on set 4 days a year, and the rest of the year I just audition.
Yeah.
And so
it's amazing.
If you love acting, that's hard.
What's the lady who was in The Office who played Pam?
Jenna Fisher. She has a book.
Yeah,
I've read it.
Have you? Okay. There's a part where she talks about auditioning and kind of like what shifted, I believe how she says it was that like for her, it became like auditioning wasn't about her trying to get the job. It became like, this is an opportunity to perform in front of an audience.
Yeah.
And like, that's the way I have to look at it.
Yeah.
Or I'll get burned out and like the rejection will be too much.
Yeah.
I just thought, man, that's such a great attitude and like a really smart way, I think, of looking at all of that. I don't have experience in auditioning a ton. Every time I've auditioned for something, it's been a horrible experience.
Yeah.
It's been terrible.
What's funny is you have done so much more acting than me.
Yeah.
But I've done so much more auditioning than you. So when I became a comic, the first comedy festival I went to was the Burbank Comedy Festival. Mm-hmm. That was 2 years ago, right at the end of the pandemic, or at the end of the height of the pandemic. And an agent saw me, and a lot of auditions were happening on Zoom. Mm-hmm. And so he reached out, and I signed on with him. So I have representation, at least for commercials on the West Coast.
Gotcha.
I have probably done 30
really
Zoom auditions.
Yeah.
And it is not my bag, man.
Yeah. Have you booked any of them?
No, I've never booked one. No, I've never booked one. In fact, the other day, Adam said, "What are you thinking?" And I was just like, I think this probably isn't my jam.
Yeah.
But if you're cool to keep going, I'm cool to keep learning. Yeah. And he was just like, yeah, let's just keep going. Because look, if I get
Have you gotten like a callback or?
I've never gotten a
anything?
callback. No.
Interesting.
No, I've never gotten a callback. And I get a good amount of auditions.
But if you're doing stuff on the West Coast, I'm assuming, I could be wrong, but I'm assuming if you get one of these things.
What?
Siri?
Sorry, Siri. All right.
I'm assuming that if you do hit on one of these, though, it'll make it all worth it.
Some of them are insane.
Yeah.
Because I'll get a text from casting agents it's like 3 websites that they use on the West Coast. And it'll say, you have a media request. And you go and it says like the last one was, I'll tell you one of the funniest ones. It was a son sitting at a dinner table buying a car on like a vroom.com kind of website. And this like ho-hum dinner with the family. And I'm on my phone. And the dad's just like, son, what are you doing? And I'm just like, I just bought a car. It's like the whole thing. Yeah. So, wait, what was the question that you asked? Oh,
I was just saying that.
So like I think I remember that one. It was just like, we're going to pay you $500 for fitting. That's going to be a day. $1,000
fitting, like a costume fitting.
Yeah. You come in and just, get the clothes. $1,000 or $2,000 and then $15,000 to play for the year. Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. Right.
And then if they pick it up again, it'll be another 8,000 or something.
Yeah.
Kind of an example.
Yeah. That's good.
So it's on Zoom. And so when I got that one specifically, this is like a real world example of how this works, at least in this situation. I said, I want to do it, but I'm going to be on a flight. And he said, do you have a layover? And I did. And he was just like, as soon as I'm going to get them to see you on your layover, log into the Zoom, find a spot. So I just found this spot that was barely quiet. I was the last person of the day. And the guy just goes, all right, Adam, we're excited to see you. Make me laugh. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to get this. Yeah. And so
make me laugh. That's what was he saying, like, go off the script, or was he saying,
who knows? I don't know.
That's so funny.
Yeah. A couple of things I thought.
You didn't have like a knock joke or something.
Yeah. I was just like, wait, my kid won't poop in the potty.
Turns out
a couple of things I don't know if I've ever told you this before, but when you're doing a Zoom audition, you have to show them your body.
Oh my God.
Which is just,
that's so funny.
Yeah. Cause they can't see it.
Were you in the airport?
Yeah.
Showing them their body, showing them your body.
Yes. I'm on my phone with
So
it.
Propped your phone up.
With it propped up.
Walked
and
away.
How do you show someone your body? Like, what do you do?
Yeah. You stand up and you turn.
You do a turn.
You do a 360 and then you get closer with your face and you do a profile.
Oh, wow.
Both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
That's so funny.
Yeah. It's very, very awkward.
In an airport too.
Well, that too. But yeah, it's awkward. I did it in a hotel the other day and it was like.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. Because you're basically just like, all right, the way you have to do it is you have to say, hi, I'm Adam Bush. I'm auditioning for such and such. I'm auditioning for such and such. I'm 5'5". I weigh 145 pounds. And I'll do a quick turn. And then you kind of walk back and then you're like, you don't say it, but you're just like, this is my body. Do you like it?
I think you should start saying that while you're doing it. Just go, this is my body. Enjoy.
I probably do do things that you're not supposed to do.
Right. That's always my biggest fear. Is I'll just get on there and just not know what I'm doing and waste everybody's time.
At the end, I'm always like, hey, thanks so much. Like, well, they don't care about that.
I don't know that he was the right fit, but he was very kind at the end.
Oh yeah.
And so maybe we'll give him a shot.
Yeah. And maybe someone will remember me. I don't know.
No. I would do the same thing.
So anyway, I did the whole thing is one line. Like they So you get sides if you don't know what a side
which
is.
is like the script.
A side is your part of the script.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Which can be kind of confusing sometimes. Yeah. And sometimes they don't even have like enough. My agent told me sometimes they're trying to figure out what they want. So they won't even specifically like say like, and we want the son to be nerdy or an a-hole or something like that. Yeah.
They just know it when they see it.
Yeah. They want the actor to make them laugh.
Yeah.
That's all they're looking for.
Yeah. So, and so he was just like, what are you doing? So he, the casting director, he reads the line, what are you doing, son? And I'm just like, I just bought a car. It's like, all right, thanks. You're just like,
I applied. I tried out for a movie that they did like an open casting call here in Tulsa. Someone had reached out to me, and I was thinking like, oh, they've seen maybe some of the stuff I'd done at the church I worked at, and they were like, "We want you," is what I thought was happening.
Yeah,
like, you should come audition. And then they're also like, and hey, if you know some other people,
oh yeah,
have them come too, all the stuff. And so I'm like, oh, this is cool. So I thought this was maybe like a really good opportunity. And then I found out they were reaching out to me because I was technically the drama director
got it
at this church. And so it's like funny how you play back the talks you had with the person who, and I was like, oh, they did kind of say that the role that they may already have like cast already, but they're really looking for a lady who could do this.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, oh, they were the role that I'm reading for. They've already got this thing already wrapped up.
Yeah.
But it's so wildly inefficient. And to me, kind of disrespectful to actors in the sense that like, you get a script. I mean, I worked hard on like, I came up with a character I embellished the character. I worked on how I would say it. I memorized the script.
Yeah.
It's like I put several hours into it. I show up at the thing. I wait for 45 more minutes. I finally get in there and I walk in, and I'm thinking like, okay, here we go. We're going to get started here. And I did it twice, maybe once. Did I do it once? I think I just did it once. And it was like, thank you. He was like,
yeah.
Did you guys hear John Krasinski on Smartless?
no, huh?
Yes.
Does he? I'm sure.
No,
I'm not
about
saying anything that
auditioning. I don't know if it was for The Office, but he said he was auditioning and he was almost next, and they were like, "We're going to go to lunch. We'll be back in 2 hours.
Yeah. Oh
Just
my
wait
God.
here."
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I'm just like, now doing what I do now, I'm thinking like, to put 3 hours of creative work into something and then have to drive across town and then it's like to show up, and I'm like, I could make an awesome video in that time.
Well, it's a unique situation.
I know. That's
most
right.
actors are not in that situation.
Exactly.
Most actors don't make their living acting in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
No,
It's definitely beneath you, Chris.
Sorry.
No.
Broken Arrow, Oklahoma is what I should say.
No, you're right. It is something I'm very thankful for. And I guess.
But hey, if you want to complain about it, that's fine too.
I'm not complaining about it for myself. I'm like, the system feels like there's got to be a better way to do this. Honestly, like the Zoom stuff still feels like way better system.
Yeah. I think it's really hard for them to really know.
Yeah.
If
you're not there live in the room.
I'm sure they feel the same way. Like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
There's just so much.
When the guy said, all right, you're our last one, I thought, you're exhausted.
Yeah.
It was like 5 my time, 7 theirs.
Yeah, they're done.
It's like trying to find the right music track for a video. You're like, I've already gone through 100 songs and I can't find. If that's how you could find the right actor, that'd be a little more efficient.
Well, I think that's just, and I don't know if this was just a fear of auditioning too, or the fear of that rejection, but I think that's why I never, that like idea of like, I'm just going to move to LA and I'm just going to audition and I'm going to break in and all this stuff. I was like, I never even really considered that.
Yeah. No,
the only way I would go to LA is if I knew somebody out there that was like, hey, we're going to work on this thing together or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe that means I don't have the kind of grit that it would take to make it in the business, which is probably true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that you're doing it differently.
Yeah.
And I think that's great.
Yeah.
Well, I think this has been a really fun episode.
I hope that was interesting. I don't know. Just
got kind of slow in the middle there, but
probably did.
All right. Well, hey. Oh, I wanted to do a shout out. I got an email from a gentleman who listens to the podcast, Corey Peterson.
Hey.
And you guys might know him from Dry Gulch. We used to work at a camp called Dry Gulch.
You said Corey Peterson?
Yes, that's what I said.
Corey Peterson.
Yeah.
What's up, Corey?
And anyway, he said that He's getting into comedy or wanting to get into comedy and has
Awesome.
been enjoying the podcast. And so big shout out to Corey.
Corey, thanks for listening, man.
For listening,
That's
Corey.
awesome.
Yeah. And I was going to say this. We'll try this. We'll see if this works.
Okay.
Right before I do the final send off, did I mention this in the? Yeah, I mentioned this. I am. I got booked to do the warm up, which do the warm up for the Mike Huckabee show.
Yeah.
Which, Mike Huckabee, the politician, I think he ran for president for a while.
I think you did.
He has a late night show. And some of my friends have done it. Anyway, I'm doing the warm up, which is like, it's not on television. It's you go in and do a set to get the crowd excited.
Right.
And just like get the energy flowing. So I'm doing that in May the 12th. It's in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm very excited about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But also, if you're in the Nashville area and you have a church or a club or an event, and you're looking for someone to do your weekend service or a comedy show, then hit me up. You can email us at riskitpod@gmail.com or, at heyadambush on any of the social medias.
There you go.
And, I'm going to be there for the whole weekend. So I want to, make the best use of my time.
There, I love that. That's awesome.
And it'll be cheaper because I'm
You're already there.
already going out there. Yeah. So best thing you can do is like and subscribe and share this podcast wherever you listen to it. We've been getting good reviews.
Ooh.
Somebody reviewed us on Apple Podcasts and said, this podcast saved my marriage. That was a real review. So
Wow.
we're changing the world here, people.
That's exactly right. And that's really was when
That's
we
what
set
keeps
off
me
on this
going.
journey. That's what those are the kinds of things we were hoping to hear.
We were like, if we can save one marriage.
if one marriage could be saved, it would be all worth it.
And then you can follow Chris at Chris Much Comedy, at Chris Much Comedy on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah. Jump on
YouTube?
Instagram or
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm kind of on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. So TikTok and Instagram.
TikTok, Instagram.
And then
Just
Cameo.
start driving
And
around
then-
Tulsa. Maybe you can find them.
Yeah, drive around till I'll be around.
Yeah.
If you want me to do personalized messages for a birthday or an anniversary, have a lot of fun with those. Steven Stevens.
How about, have you ever thought of a Risk It for the Biscuit promo code
Oh gosh.
for one of your lesser characters?
Well, here's the thing. It's actually harder at this point to do one of my other characters because I kind of already have the jokes for Steven where no matter what they throw at me, I know where to kind of take it.
Yeah.
So it'd be probably be good practice for me. Actually, someone asked me to do a Chad one. So let's go.
I lived like what it probably feels like for a spouse of a celebrity.
Yeah.
You and I were at a coffee shop the other day and a man came up to Chris and goes, "Hey, just want to let you know, the wife and I would love you. We think that's hilarious."
Yeah.
And I was talking to you and that guy did not even acknowledge, my human presence.
That's funny.
Is it playing over us? That's
Chad?
fine.
It's funny. I was at Silver Dollar City
Yes.
and this lady approached me while we were having lunch with my family. We were sitting in kind of this picnic area. She was very kind. And I really appreciated that she acknowledged my wife.
Yes.
It was just like, hi, introduced herself. I think she introduced herself to my wife before she introduced herself to me.
Yeah.
I think she was like, "I'm sorry, are you Steven Stevens?" And we're like, "Oh yeah. Oh my gosh," whatever. And then she was like,
Yeah.
I really appreciate that she acknowledged my wife because my wife's a big part of it. And I feel like I tend to get all the attention.
Yeah.
But yeah, people want to be acknowledged as human beings. I'm sorry
just
that
as a
guy
person.
did. Well, it was funny because that guy was on the phone too. So it was kind of like, he's like, "You're not going to believe who I'm talking to."
Oh, that guy was on the phone.
Yeah. Sorry, not the lady.
Oh.
The guy in the coffee shop with you.
That's right.
He was like, "You're not going to believe who I'm talking to."
Yeah.
It's Chad.
That's funny.
It's just fun. It's fun. I enjoy getting to interact with people. So if you see me out in public, please say hi.
And if I'm with Chris, just
Ignore him.
Just a general nod in my direction.
If you could just kind of step in between us with your back to Adam, that would be best.
I personally hate that.
Yeah.
If I'm talking to somebody and someone just hijacks the conversation,
You hate that.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Because usually if I'm talking to somebody, I'm just catching up with them and then someone else jumps in and I don't get to catch up with that person.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And so I just walk away.
Well, that's why you don't get to catch up with them. You gotta stand your ground and be like, well, as soon as they're done.
When they go, oh, sorry to interrupt, but I'm going to be here for 5 minutes talking to this
Sorry to
person.
interrupt, but I'm going to.
Right.
Yeah, I get that.
All right.
I mean, there was a short conversation with that. other
Yeah,
gentleman,
it
but
was.
Anyway,
It was fine. If he listens, sorry.
Yeah.
You're welcome to say hi to Chris. Yeah. All right. Thanks for checking out the podcast, and we love you.
Yeah, love you. See you.
Bye.